I'd say graduation is about your accomplishments of especially the past 4 years of your life, your high school career. But I don't think that's what this is really all about. This is called a commencement. A commencement is a beginning, and it's called a beginning for a reason. It's the beginning of the adulthood of your life's narrative. Stories in your narrative, the great stories of your narrative, come from the edges of your lives, those moments when we challenge or are challenged to go outside of our usual comfort zone. In school, we try to provide exactly those kinds of challenges that stretch you beyond your comfort zones, such as producing that amazing production of the musical Annie. Congratulations, Davika. Nice job. Or the time in American Studies you were asked to interview someone about their experiences in war, or sleeping in a tent for the first time perhaps in the Boundary Waters on the EA trip, or replacing the transmission in the auto shop, problem solving lots of things along the way, and guys, the car still runs great. Thank you very much. Good God. There's Spencer. All right. Good. These are all edge experiences that become part of our narrative. They change us, sometimes a little, but sometimes profoundly. And the more profound the change, the better the story. We have in our community some of the most profound stories of challenge and change imaginable from our immigrant neighbors. Many of their stories are of immeasurable sacrifice and risk to move whole families from across the world to land in all places, Rochester, Minnesota. Their stories should be inspirations to all of us about pushing ourselves across the edges of our comfort zones. I would argue that the direction of your life narrative up to this point is in large part influenced by the adults around you, as is proper for children. Parents and teachers have laid before you expectations, challenges, and opportunities, and essentially said, we think you should try this, accomplish that, so on. The overall arc of your life has been largely influenced by the way we adults have tried to pull you towards your edges, and we hope we've aimed your life's arc in a meaningful and successful direction that will serve you well. But now you begin the next phase of your narrative, this new volume called adulthood that I spoke of a moment ago. Instead of us pulling you toward your edges, it's now time for you to push yourself to your edges. This is an enormous shift in responsibility. You should all have at least a little bit of fear. You are now responsible for your unknowable future, and the unknown is naturally scary. Don't worry too much. We'll always be here to give you advice, a good home-cooked meal every now and then, a little gas money for the car, perhaps a bed when you're 22 years old. So what kinds of edge experiences should you pursue? Well, as it turns out, I have some ideas for you. I challenge you to be engaged in our democratic society in a positive way, to come to understand with compassion the members of our society outside your social comfort zone, to bring greater justice to at least your personal sphere of influence, to live in greater harmony with the earth, and to solve exactly those problems that seem unsolvable. Pushing yourself to meet these human challenges will create for you great stories and a rich life narrative. But the point is that today, you are the critical author of your stories. This is adulthood. When you walk across the front of this room and receive your diploma, you step across an edge and into the new reality of taking charge of the direction of your life narrative, a story that is truly to be determined by you, and we wish you well. Thank you.
It is with pleasure that I introduce to you Dr. Romain Dallemond, our Superintendent of Schools. Please join me in welcoming him for his comments tonight. Thank you. Dr. Dallemond.
Each year, I am given the privilege of standing in front of a group of students who are about to embark on one of their greatest adventures to date. As graduates, you will step from the environments influenced by those around you and into a greater realm of personal responsibility and freedom. Today, I hope to offer you 3 simple but meaningful words of encouragement to take with you on this exciting journey. The first of these words is foresight. Foresight is the ability to create a provision for the future. When you have foresight, you have the agility and strength to be mentally flexible, to seek new knowledge when needed, and to be unafraid of the change around you. Foresight is no longer an elective in our changing world. Foresight is a requirement for success in the 21st century. The second word I wish to offer you is passion. You are fortunate at this point in your lives to be on the threshold of discovery of yourselves and where your passion will take you. There's a quote by Confucius that says, "Choose a job that you love and you will never work a day in your life." I encourage each of you to discover your passion and make your life's work one that brings you joy. Lastly, I send with you the energy to persevere. All truly worthwhile dreams require staying power and emotional strength. Each of us encounter failure at some time in our lives, but the difference between those who reach their goals is their willingness to persevere, their willingness to stay engaged, their willingness to never give up, and their willingness to put forth their best effort. That is perseverance. Good luck on your life's journey, and may you have the foresight, the passion, and the perseverance to reach your dreams.
Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom.